Good evening. We're back with Genesis chapter 47. Jacob blesses Pharaoh. So Joseph went to see Pharaoh and said, "My father and my brothers are here from Canaan. They came with all their flocks and herds and possessions, and they are now in the land of Goshen." Joseph took 5 of his brothers with him and presented them to Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked them, "What is your occupation?" And they replied, "We are shepherds like our ancestors. We have come to live here in Egypt, for there is no pasture for our flocks in Canaan. The famine is very severe there. We request permission to live in the land of Goshen." And Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Now that your family has joined you here, choose any place you would like for them to live. Give them the best land of the Egypt. The land of Goshen will be fine. And if any of them have special skills, put them in charge of my livestock too." And then Joseph brought his father Jacob and presented him to Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. "How old are you?" Pharaoh asked him. Jacob replied, "I have lived for 130 hard years, and I am still not nearly as old as many of my ancestors." And then Jacob blessed Pharaoh again before he left. So Joseph assigned the best land of Egypt, the land of the Ramses, to his father and brothers, just as Pharaoh had commanded, and Joseph furnished food to his father and brothers in the amounts appropriate to the number of their dependents. Joseph's leadership in the famine. Meanwhile, the famine became worse and worse, and the crops continued to fail throughout Egypt and Canaan. Joseph collected all the money in Egypt and Canaan in exchange for grain, and he brought the money to Pharaoh's treasure house. When the people of Egypt and Canaan ran out of money, they came to Joseph crying again for food. "Our money is gone," they said, "but give us bread. Why should we die?" "Well then," Joseph replied, "since your money is gone, give me your livestock. I will give you food in exchange." So they gave their livestock to Joseph in exchange for food. Soon all the horses, flocks, herds, and donkeys of Egypt were in Pharaoh's possession, but at least they were able to purchase food for that year. The next year they came again and said, "Our money is gone and our livestock are yours. We have nothing left but our bodies and land. Why should we die before your very eyes? Buy us and our land in exchange for food. We will then become servants to Pharaoh. Just give us grain so that our lives may be saved and so that the land will not become empty and desolate." So Joseph brought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. All the Egyptians sold him their fields because the famine was so severe, and their land then belonged to Pharaoh. Thus all the people of Egypt became servants to Pharaoh. The only land he didn't buy was that belonging to the priests, for they were assigned food from Pharaoh and didn't need to sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, "See, I have bought you and your land for Pharaoh. I will provide you with seed so you can plant the fields. Then when you have harvest, a fifth of your crop will belong to Pharaoh. Keep 4/5 for yourselves and use it to plant the next year's crop and feed yourselves, your households, and your little ones." "You have saved our lives," they explained. "May it please you, sir, to let us be Pharaoh's servants." So Joseph then made it a law throughout the land of Egypt, and it is still the law, that Pharaoh should receive 1/5 of all the crops grown in his land. But since Pharaoh had not taken over the priest's land, they were exempt from that payment. So the people of Israel settled in the land of Goshen in Egypt, and before long they began to prosper there, and their population grew rapidly. Jacob lived for 17 years after his arrival in Egypt, so he was 147 years old when he died. As the time of his death drew near, he called for his son Joseph and said to him, "If you are pleased with me, swear most solemnly that you will honor this, my last request. Do not bury me in Egypt. When I am dead, take me out of Egypt and bury me beside my ancestors." So Joseph promised that he would. "Swear that you will do it," Jacob insisted. So Joseph gave his oath, and Jacob bowed in worship as he leaned on his staff. Genesis chapter 48. Jacob blesses Manasseh and Ephraim. One day, not long after this, word came to Joseph that his father was failing rapidly. So Joseph went to visit him, and he took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. When Jacob heard that Joseph had arrived, he gathered his strength and sat up in bed to greet him. Jacob said to Joseph, "God Almighty appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me. He said to me, 'I will make you a multitude of nations, and I will give this land of Canaan to you and your descendants as an everlasting possession.' Now I am adopting as my own sons these 2 boys of yours, Ephraim and Manasseh, who were born here in the land of Egypt before I arrived. They will inherit from me just as Reuben and Simon will, but the children born to you in the future will be your own. The land they inherit will be within territories of Ephron and Manasseh. Uh, as I was returning from Padan, Rachel died in the land of Canaan. We were still on the way, just a short distance from Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. So with great sorrow I buried her there beside the road to Ephrath. Then Jacob looked over the two boys. Are these your sons? He asked. Yes, Joseph said. These are the sons God has given me here in Egypt. And Jacob said, bring them over to me, and I will bless them. Now Jacob was half blind because of his age and could barely see, so Joseph brought the boys close to him, and Jacob kissed and embraced them. Then Jacob said to Joseph, I never thought I would see you again, but now God has let me see your children too. Joseph took the boys from their grandfather's knees, and he bowed low to him. Then he positioned the boys so Ephraim was at Jacob's left hand, and Manasseh was at his right hand. But Jacob crossed his arms as he reached out to lay his hands on the boys' heads. So his right hand was on the head of Ephraim, and the younger boy, and his left hand was on the head of Manasseh the older. Then he blessed Joseph and said, May God, the God before whom my grandfather Abraham and my father Isaac walked, the God who has been my shepherd all my life, and the angel who has kept me from all harm, may he bless these boys. May they preserve my name and the names of my grandfather Abraham and my father Isaac, and may they become a mighty nation. But Joseph was upset when he saw that his father had laid his right hand on Ephraim's hand, so he lifted it to place it on Manasseh's head instead. No, father, he said, this one over here is older. Put your right hand on his head. But his father refused. I know that what I'm doing, my son, he said. Manasseh too will become a great people, but his younger brother will become even greater. His descendants will become a multitude of nations. So Jacob blessed the boys that day with his blessing. The people of Israel will use your names to bless each other. They will say, May God make you as prosperous as Ephraim and Manasseh. And in this way Jacob put Ephraim ahead of Manasseh. Then Jacob said to Joseph, I am about to die, but God will be with you and will bring you again to Canaan, the land of your ancestors. And I give you an extra portion, beyond what I have given your brothers, the portion that I took from the Amorites with my sword and bow. Okay, and with that, I'll be back later with chapter 49.